my dear listeners, stay with me to get the spoilers first and subscribe to the channel. Let's find out what's going to happen on The Bold and the Beautiful. Brooke slaps Ridge in a rage over Taylor obsession. Complete madness. The current Bold and the Beautiful spoiler trail doesn't confirm a literal slap, but it does set a stage for one. Sheila's worst fear comes true this week. Taylor is scared of Sheila. Ridge is angry about Taylor and Deacon's romance, and the whole family rushes in to protect Taylor from the fallout. Brooke Logan Forrester is the kind of woman who could finally lose it if Ridge keeps acting like Taylor is the most important thing in his life. That's what makes this story so exciting. Ridge Forrester's love life has been going back and forth between Brooke and Taylor for years. Longtime viewers know the pattern. One woman gets close and another gets pulled back into the orbit, and Ridge somehow makes both women feel like they are the temporary choice. Soap Central's character history for Ridge shows that he has gone back and forth between Brooke and Taylor many times over the years. Brooke's own history is full of the same cycle of heartbreak, reunions, and anger. In this version of the story, Brooke is losing her patience. She has seen Ridge take so many emotional detours that even the slightest hint of Taylor first would be enough to push her over the edge. Eric Forrester was already being criticized for getting Brooke and Ridge back together while ignoring Taylor in older spoiler coverage. This shows how long this triangle has been treated like a battleground instead of a romance. That background is important because it helps explain why Ridge's Taylor obsession would bother Brooke. She would be very angry if it keeps changing her role in his life. The chaos around Deacon and Taylor right now only makes Brooke's anger worse. According to the latest spoilers, Taylor confesses that she loves Deacon. Sheila keeps pushing until the truth comes out, and Sheila's breakdown gets more dangerous every day. Ridge is very angry about the situation by April 8. By the end of the week, Finn, Steffi, and Ridge are all trying to keep Sheila away from their family. That means Ridge isn't just worrying about Taylor in general. He's in the middle of another Taylor crisis right now, and Brooke is watching how he reacts. If Brooke finally slaps Ridge, it won't be because of one fight. It would be a release of years of built-up anger. Ridge often makes Brooke feel like she's just one heartbreak away from being replaced by Taylor. And the current spoilers make that emotional wound feel fresh. Brooke has every reason to think that Ridge's worry is more than just worry. Brooke knows how many times that disguise has fooled everyone before. It's obsession that looks like moral outrage. That's why the imagined slap hurts so much. In a dramatic version of the scene, Brooke would finally stop letting Ridge explain himself, stop letting him act like a wounded hero, and stop pretending she is still willing to be nice to Taylor. The hand would fly only after Ridge tries to explain his obsession again. Maybe by saying he's protecting Taylor. Maybe by saying he is only reacting to Deacon and Sheila. Or maybe by saying he is the only one who really understands the danger. Brooke would hear it all as the same old song. Ridge putting Taylor in the middle again. If Brooke hits him, the silence that followed would be worse than the hit. Ridge likes to think that his emotional mess is romantic, but a slap would quickly take that idea away. It would tell him, in front of everyone else, that Brooke is no longer the woman who puts up with all of his detour and then waits for him to come back. The emotional message would be clear: this is enough. That's what makes the moment so powerful in the story right now. The show is already adding more and more danger. Sheila is going down. Taylor is scared. Deacon is stuck in the middle. Ridge is very angry. And Brooke, the woman who is most likely to feel embarrassed by Ridge's never-ending triangle, is in the middle of a disaster that keeps getting worse. When Brooke sees Ridge once again pulled into Taylor's orbit, she won't just be angry because she is jealous. It would be her instinct to protect her dignity. This is also why story would seem so much bigger than a slap. In soap operas, a slap is almost never just a slap. It is a public verdict, a line in the sand, and a warning that the relationship has gone too far. Brooke's blow would say that Ridge has gone too far, that Taylor has become too much of a ghost in their marriage history, and that Brooke is done pretending that this cycle is normal. That kind of scene would shock the Forrester family right away, especially since Sheila is already threatening Taylor. The family fallout would happen right away because this triangle is never private for very long. Current spoilers show Ridge, Steffi, and Finn trying to keep Sheila away from Taylor, while Brooke and Ridge see something they shouldn't on April 3rd. A fight between Brooke and Ridge on top of Sheila's growing chaos would make the kind of total chaos that the title promises. People would be reacting to each other, and no one would be able to keep the story under control. The Brooke-Ridge-Taylor triangle has lasted all these years because it never stays emotional for long before it becomes social, family-wide, and public. Ridge has a history of breaking both women, Brooke has a history of refusing to stay quiet forever, and Taylor has a history of getting pulled back into the middle whether she wants to or not. The new spoilers just add Sheila, Deacon, and a new level of danger to the old triangle, which makes it more interesting. The show hasn't confirmed that Brooke will actually slap Ridge, but it has definitely made the emotional case for it. Ridge is once again obsessed with the chaos surrounding Taylor. Brooke is watching him fall back into old habits, and Sheila's latest rage spiral is already shaking the rest of the canvas. If Brooke finally gets to the point where she can't stand to hear Ridge say anything else, a slap wouldn't seem out of the blue at all. It would feel like it was too late. And that's why this week is so hard to stop. There are more than one triangle in the spoilers. They are about a whole house of cards shaking at the same time. Sheila is angry, Taylor is scared, Ridge is confused, and Brooke is tired of it all. A small emotional mistake could turn the whole thing into a public disaster. If Brooke hits Ridge in anger because he is obsessed with Taylor, it would be more than just shocking. It will be the thing that makes a long, ugly pattern into full-blown chaos. And this is where everything stops feeling like romance and starts feeling like a breaking point. Because if Brooke really reaches that moment, that slap isn't about Taylor. It's about years of being second, years of waiting, years of hearing the same promises that never truly stick. And honestly, I think that's what makes this so powerful. Because for once, Brooke wouldn't be reacting to a situation. She would be reacting to a pattern she can't skip. But there's the uncomfortable truth. What if Reed still doesn't get it even after that? What if in his mind protecting Taylor will always feel like the right thing, even if it keeps destroying everything else around him? That's where the story flips, because suddenly Brooke isn't just fighting for love, she's fighting for her own self-respect. And in my opinion, that's a fight she should have had a long time ago. But now, the real tension begins. Because a slap might wake Ridge up, or it might push him straight back toward Taylor, and that's the risk Brooke is taking in one emotional second. So ask yourself this, was that slap a moment of weakness, or the strongest thing Brooke has ever done? And if you were in her place, would you still fight for Ridge, or finally walk away for good? Because what happens next won't just decide a relationship. It could finally decide who Ridge chooses when there's no turning back, and prove that he never really chooses at all.